Welcome back to the Everton Career Mode. It's the second episode of the fourth and final season, and today, even though we're only on July 13th, the plan is to end the transfer window in today's episode. It might be going live a little late. If it is, apologies for that. We're recording it on the day, so it might be a little late in going out. But thank you for your feedback in the comment section with regards what we should be doing in the transfer window in the right back and central midfield positions. Of course, we signed two wingers in the last episode. We were contemplating selling one of Iliman Ndiaye or Richarlison to free up some funds to help prioritise a right back and a centre mid. You guys have pretty much said don't do that, so I'm not. What I've actually done is what was one of the most popular suggestions was a lot of the youngsters that obviously we're not going to get the chance to use in this save now can go on the transfer list, and that'll raise funds instead. And there are a few of them. So they're transfer listed. They will raise some more funds. We've got about 100 million at the moment. And the most popular suggestion actually was for fullback to go for Joao Cancelo, who's still 85 rated at Bayer Leverkusen, who underperformed last year. So absolutely. And then the most popular suggestion at centre mid was Kimmich, who's currently in talks with Manchester City, but I'm sure we can tempt him to come to ourselves as well. He actually also is from Bayer Leverkusen, so a bit of a double whammy deal there. If we aren't able to get either of them, then we have go-to backups for both positions that we have finances available for. So firstly, I'm going to try and sign Kimmich because we have to hope that he decides to come to us rather than Manchester City. He reckons I could get for about £32 million, so I'll offer £32 million. And Leverkusen will say yes, which is banging. And then we will also, we might as well do it at the same time, go in for, where are you, sir? Joao Cancelo, who's currently valued at 28, and we could apparently get him for 22. Now that would leave money free, even without the sale of anyone else from the youngsters. That would leave plenty of money free for the winter window as well. So we could protect ourselves in a future transfer window by allowing finances to still be available to change the side, improve the side, deepen the squad depth in January if we feel like the season isn't going according to plan. Of course, this is going to be, as we mentioned, an accelerated season. So we will be, in this episode, just finishing the transfer window, but then moving forward, we'll probably be going quite a few episodes, quite a few games through at a time, doing a lot of simulating as we try and ensure that we win as many trophies this season as physically possible in our last season in the save. I'll offer him 100 grand and a signing bonus of £500,000, and that should be enough to tempt him to come and join us for 2 years. And Joshua says yes. Joshua Kimmich is in from Leverkusen, not Bayern München. He moved once, he's moved twice. Joshua Kimmich joins Everton for £32 million. That is a great deal. Now then, what does Joao Cancelo want a week? He's currently on £100,000. Wages aren't an issue for us at the moment. We absolutely have the finances available to deal with everything that they might want. They both will be starting in the 11. We'll offer him 2 years as well. That's absolutely fine. No release clause is fine. I mean, he's not going to give me an idea about salary, but we'll offer him, again, probably exactly the same as what we offered Joshua Kimmich. He's on exactly the same as Joshua. So our Cancelo joins, Joshua Kimmich is in, and that is a fantastic start to the episode in terms of players in. Thank you for all of your feedback in the comments section for that. Do keep that coming to ensure that I know what to do potentially in January. Of course, our decisions as to what we are going to do might change as we progress through the season and it develops in certain areas in certain ways. I will drop Pepelu to the bench and we will pop Joshua Kimmich. That's Jimmy Garnaches. Joshua Kimmich in there, and then Fresneda will also drop to the bench in place of Bernd Leno, who doesn't need to be on the bench because you never need a goalkeeper on the bench, and Joao Cancelo will go in there. That is now a significantly better 11 than we started the season with, isn't it? Yes, definitively, objectively, 100%. So, let's go and start the Premier League season. We have Crystal Palace in the first game. That one will probably sim. And then, just to make sure I can get the episode out as close to on time as possible, then we'll play Arsenal, we'll play Man United, and go through transfer deadline day before then, smashing the remainder of the season over the next, well, less than couple of weeks, hopefully, before, of course, the RTG will start very soon. Thank you to those of you on the board behind me, saying a specific thank you to Joey Führer today for joining the Patreon at the VIP tier. Thank you very much for that, mate. The post is live. I'll mention this in the vote video for what team we do for the RTG. The vote is currently, not the vote, the post this live for those of you that are on the Patreon to leave your player detail feedback for the RTG. So please do that if you're wanting to join the Patreon to have your player in the RTG save. Now is the time to do that so that I have all your details ahead of time before the RTG starts. We will be on PC, so I can add you in any time during the save rather than just at the beginning like on console. So don't worry if you don't quite have the opportunity to do so yet, but you're hoping to do so for at some point in the RTG. You will have the opportunity to do that when it's available for you. Of course, there's absolutely no pressure to join the Patreon in any way, shape or form. I fully appreciate that the VIP tier specifically is a decent financial commitment, but I appreciate those of you that are willing to help support the channel and keep the channel going. So thank you very much indeed to all of you for that. And we're also saying thank you to Griffey on the board behind me and Butchzilla as well. Thank you, the three of you. Right, let's go and earn that support, shall we? 6 unread messages. Oh, it's going to be all the kids going, thanks. Matchday numero uno has arrived for this Premier League season. Our starting lineup is going to be strong. And hopefully this will be a straightforward result, he says. Now watch Crystal Palace get a 3-0 win. Well, I wasn't far off, was I? What is the point? We took an early 4th-minute 1-0 lead, and then Crystal Palace went and scored 3. So that's fun. All right, note to self, maybe we'll do interactive sims rather than quick sims. We'll play that by ear, but that wasn't necessarily how I envisaged the beginning of the season going, considering I'm wanting to sim quite a few games this season to accelerate our way through this 4th and final year. We got bids for continued bids for first team players that we're going to continue to turn down. We'll now go and play Arsenal and Manchester United, and fingers crossed things go better for us there than they did at Selhurst Park. Arsenal still in their 4-4-2, very strong in most areas. Weaker than they were though. Oblak, Ben White, Miranda, Calafiori, Carreras. Sambi Lokonga is their second best option at centre mid. Berardi is their best option out wide on the left-hand side. Arsenal, and they've sold Marquinhos and Gabriel, who were their starting centre-back pairing last year. So Arsenal are not as good as they were. That said, after the first round of fixtures, they were top of the Premier League. So they obviously still can beat someone in the Premier League. I don't know who it was that they had on opening day, but I need to change the fact that Joshua Kimmich has been given the number 2 shirt and Joao Cancelo the number 5. So we'll address squad numbers after this game. I'm sure live chat will remind me. Starting on the front foot here, Joshua Kimmich's header can't find a teammate. Hopefully it'll be a relatively straightforward fixture and or season for us. That's the dream here as we look to win every competition we're involved in, but going to have to find little gaps in the midfield better than that if we are to win trophies this season. Saka. I thought it was going to go onto his left. Ultimately he did, and shot with it, but not in the manner in which I thought he was going to. He'll take the corner now. Saka will deliver to the edge of the box. Chaibi wins it. Looking forward to using Faris Chaibi, actually. Should be a really decent player. Vitor Roque. Saka on his right. Ramsdale with another fingertip save from the Arsenal man. Dovbyk out to Chaibi. Very much hoping for similar to last season from Artem Dovbyk this year. Premier League's top goal scorer for last season in our ultimately failed title attempt. So Roque back to Erdegaard and into Bukayo Saka. Gerard Branthwaite is my captain again this season after losing said captaincy after his injury last year. Bukayo Saka will get that into Vitor Roque, who's turned very well and finds Openda. Ramsdale's having to do all of the work for both goalkeepers so far in this first half. So this one is going short. Ah, he's done me there. And Ben White. That was lucky. Openda. Oh, I was going to say, I'm waiting for the turn on to the right. I couldn't have predicted that it was going to be quite such tight, close control. Saka's delivery is decent. Ben White flicks it on. Ibanez, I asked for first-time clearance and didn't get it, but thankfully it did go away. De Kuyper. I don't really know why it leaves De Kuyper as my most forward player. That is definitely a foul, but we're not going to get the chance for a quick free kick, unfortunately. I'd rather it wasn't my left back that was left forward from a defensive corner, if I'm honest. Maybe someone like Leroy Sané would be a better option, or one of the strikers, but, you know, it's what it is. I can't do anything about it. Here's Bukayo Saka, and Roque, that would be safe. It's still all Arsenal. I cannot create anything at the moment. Sané. First time Sané's touched the ball as far as I can remember. Looking for Esposito on a run through. And who has Dovbyk here. It wasn't a great ball. Dovbyk will sweep it out wide for Sané, who will deliver, looking for Esposito, who can't quite get to the header. Can Ferguson win this? Yes, I think. It's going to fall to Kimmich. And he will get it out of his feet. And I'm going to get the shot away, but it's blocked well. Chaibi. Ooh. Awkward effort. Awkward save. Sané with the outswinger. That's looking for Ibanez. But finds Oblak again. Roger Ibanez cannot score a corner goal to save his life. Erdegaard. Vitor Roque. Step. Saka. Strike. Comfortable enough. They just announced Aaron Ramsdale as man of the match as he makes another save. He's had minimal to do in this second half at least, but they have been freely creating for most of the game, Arsenal. Calafiori. Richarlison just ran past the ball for some reason. Cool. Miranda. Vitor Roque. Safe. Again. I don't know what Richarlison was doing there. Maybe he's just not up to speed with the game, having just come off the bench. Joao Cancelo again doing his near post duty. 1 minute added on. The ball is in midfield. That might be all she wrote. Or Arsenal will have one final throw of the dice. White. Saka. White again. Saka. The dice is about to be thrown, you feel. It was. And Ibanez gobbled it up. A 0-0 draw against Arsenal. We do 0-0 and 1-1 with them in the Carabao Cup semi-finals last season. So we've not necessarily there taken a step forward with the overall result, or even with the performance. 15 shots for Arsenal, yikes. But at least we've not taken a step backwards with the overall result either. Palace now beat Newcastle by 3-1. I did forget, actually, that Crystal Palace had a pretty good season last year. So maybe I shouldn't be too surprised that Crystal Palace got the strength of result against us that they did in that first fixture in the Simmer. But you still would have expected more from my starting 11, wouldn't you? Let's see what we can do against Man United. Man United have a strong-ish team. It's pretty good. Mike Maignan in goal. Dumfries, De Ligt, Konate, Mazraoui, Ugarte and Alex Garcia. Diaby, Bruno, Zaccagni and Matthijs Tel. Tel's 84. Zaccagni's only 82. It's those wide midfield areas where they're not as strong. But the general core of the side is pretty solid. So, expecting just as difficult a test as Arsenal here. If not, probably more so here at Old Trafford. But Cancelo, the former City man, has done very well there. We have now changed the squad numbers, as you'll be able to tell. Faris Chaibi, now my number 10, as opposed to my number 38. I was supposed to go back to the right back and failed to go anywhere near it, which is great. Kimmich is now number 6 in midfield as well. Changes to a lot of numbers, actually, although some of the original key Everton players like Branthwaite, etc., have kept like their number 32, etc., as you might well expect. So, we'll see how things develop. Sané's now number 7 rather than number 8. De Kuyper now number 3 as a left-back rather than number 14 as he previously was. Ferguson now number 8 as that driving midfield force. That was supposed to go to the free bloody midfielder, please. All right, sweet. Never mind then. Passing's been a bit off in today's episode so far. Thankfully, attacking for the opposition team hasn't been too good in terms of clinical finishing. Oh, can't get near Zaccagni. Ibanez can. Roger Ibanez is so solid. You cannot underestimate how reliable he is at centre-back. Dovbyk. Esposito's on the run. Here comes Sané now. Around the corner. Cut it back to Esposito. He's positioned himself beautifully. But doesn't have the quality of finish to go with it. Ugarte picking up a yellow card for something. Not sure what. Still not sure what. No opening goal for us, but that was well. Kimmich injured. Good, sick, wonderful. Ugarte, Bruno Fernandes, Matthijs Tel. Ugarte. I thought I got a toe to that. I didn't. Tails in. Oh, he's read me like a book. That is such a send on the defender. I threw myself... That was supposed to go inside. I threw myself at it to try and block a shot. It's almost like it waited for the button input and reacted to the button inputs as opposed to actually organically trying to do something. That was ridiculous from Matthias Tell. Here was Zane. I'll lift it. I won't lift it because Ugarte got there with a toe. Half an hour in. It's another very tight game against decent opposition here. Kimmich is doing really well, and then the pass is rubbish. But he's won it back again. Esposito can get there, can't get there, can get there. Dovbik looking for Sebastiano, who's in behind. And Sebastiano Esposito does find the back of the net this time. A goal for Everton to start the season. And it's 1-0 at Old Trafford to the away side. Would have been a brilliant finish earlier if he could have whipped it in the far top corner from a brilliant top draw team move. That is top draw, top corner with regards to finish this time. Do I take Kimmich off or do I keep playing? It's going to be a broken toe, isn't it? The fact that he's injured, it hasn't gone away, and he's still able to keep playing, which is usually the sign and the trait of a broken toe. I think Kimmich is going to have a broken toe and be out for 3 months, which is not ideal at all in just his second game for the club. I'll bring Pepelu on, but I think that might be the end of Kimmich until at least bloody November. Sané, Ferguson. Man United are getting a bit desperate in defence at the minute. Just throwing themselves into challenges. Ugarte was one of them there, who is on a yellow as well. He really can't afford to just be lunging into tackles like that. He will get himself sent off and ruin things for his teammates. Had briefly won it back there. Pepelu is on for Kimmich. If I didn't include the highlight from half-time. Mazraoui now forward at left-back to Zakanyi. I read that, thank you. Cancelo gets there, but then doesn't get there. Matthias Tell. Alex Garcia. Sharp turn. Cancelo gets there again. Cancelo gets there again. And Joao Cancelo, so far, is proven to be quite the signing for a bargain fee. We've had 2 bargains, really, haven't we? With Sané and Cancelo for, what, less, or just over 50 million for the pair, which is remarkable, really. Dovbik's in the middle. That hit a hand. Ferguson tries to bring it down and doesn't have it, so we'll take the free kick. Oh, it's supposed to go all the way up to the bloody front line, that. Pepelu finding Chaibi. Dovbik bounces off the defender and can't get to it because Konate's in the way. I've no idea whose hand that was. Probably mine. It was theirs. Okay, Esposito free kick time. It's a long way out, but that just means I can put quite a bit of power on it. Sebastiano. Pull something out the bag, please, pal. This would be a spectacular second. It is indeed a spectacular second. Sebastiano Esposito doubles our advantage with a belter. That's worth watching again. How's that for the free kick goal of the season so far and potentially even maybe of the save? 2-0. I couldn't guarantee that Sané was going to be onside there. Dovbik's in the middle. Dovbik! Oh, he's pulled it! It's a good attempt. It's done really well with the pressure of the defenders around him, but if he had got it on target, De Ligt would have been in the way, I suppose. So the only way it could cleanly get past the defender was to go wide, annoyingly. Cancelo. I'm going to go through there. Ferguson is past the defender. Back to Chaibi. Chaibi will dig it out. It's a throw. In a decent position to get another ball in. First time. It's really good. Oh, it's a top save by Magnon. Sané's kept it in. Esposito's still there. Oh, but Konate intercepts this time. He had scored a goal in similar fashion, Esposito, towards the end of last season with a little header at the near post like that. This time, the goalkeeper was on hand to make a very good stop. 2-0 is recoverable with 10 minutes to go for Man United. 3-0, absolutely not. His tail in the box. Decent first touch. Jared Branthwaite arrives and says, absolutely not, sir. Conor Gallagher off the bench here. And the first thing he's done is to give the ball straight to me. We'll sweep that to Sané, but I think the final whistle's going to go here, and we're going to get our 2-0 victory. Good. One of everything today. A defeat, a draw, and a win. And really, one of everything is what we're hoping for in terms of competitions, isn't it? We would like a trophy in every competition that we're involved in. recovered well after the defeat to Crystal Palace. We won't be the only side to lose to that decent Crystal Palace side this season. I'm very pleased to take a victory from that game at Old Trafford. We've certainly been floor wiped with previously. In fact, Joshua Kimmich is out for 3 months. I guarantee you it's a 3-month toe injury. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 3 months with a broken toe. When they break their toe, they play on and are absolutely fine and never have to come off, but the little plaster symbol never disappears. And it's always, in that scenario, a broken bloody toe. Esposito's grown a bit. Ramsdale's grown a bit. Great. Esposito deserving to grow a bit. I'm hoping that his not peaked yet. How's he grown by 1 and then peaked when he's so goddamn good and has such a strong season? That's so annoying. Dov picks up to 87 and can grow yet further still and probably will do so. Esposito might well be able to grow to 83 rated this season, but no, he's not. Okay, well, he's only going to get to a max of 82 then. I mean, ultimately, rating isn't important. It's what they do on the pitch. Although for the simmers, rating is a little bit more important. Not to worry. Oh, God, that bloody broken toe injuries. I've just spent 30-odd million on this new centre mid, and immediately he's ruled out for 3 months. Thank you, game. Cheers. Love you. Superb. That's why we still have Jimmy Garner at the club. I could look to loan someone in, because I now don't have any young players to fill that void, because I just sold them all to raise money for the January transfer window. How much money do I have at present? Let's have a look at the office. My transfer budget is basically 70 million. I could look to loan a centre mid. I could look to maybe sign a free agent centre mid. I'll have a look through those. I don't think there's really anyone else that I would consider signing for the first team at this stage. That's a new signing for Tottenham. Sunset has gone there. We'll, of course, give you a rundown of all the Patreon players as well. I don't know, has anyone... Oh, Kudus moved to Napoli. Ferran Torres has moved to Leicester. That's an intriguing one. Outside of that, everyone... Oh, no, Daniel Marlon... Is that a move for Daniel Marlon? It is. Marlon to Villa's a move. Kulusevski to Villa's... Oh, not a move. I thought that might have been. Okay. Let me try and find a short-term replacement at centre mid. And then... we'll see what happens from there. Actually... Tell you what, stick with me. Yunus Musa was a player that we looked at previously. He can play in so many different positions. He would be a fantastic squad player. I'm going to buy Yunus Musa. I'm going to buy Yunus Musa. Just going to buy Yunus Musa. We got the money to do it. He shouldn't cost that much. I want him. I'm getting him. Sorry, AC Milan. Well, I say sorry. They might ask for too much money. I'm not going to go overboard. 41 I would be willing to pay. Oh, sorry. Their asking price is 52. I'm not sure I'd go that high. That would be almost all of my budget and leave me nothing for January. So I will try and get him for under 45. You're not having Lewis Ferguson. The whole point is that I'm... the whole point is that I'm getting squad depth. 44. Yeah, I said I'd take it for anything under 45. 44 is under 45. I wish they hadn't changed all the bloody button inputs. I'm still making the same old habit button presses and then having to go back on them. Important. He won't be crucial, but he will be very important to the squad. 3-year deal. Wage-wise, we can afford whatever he wants. We'll offer him 110 plus £800,000 signing on fee. Yunus Musa, please join me. Yunus Musa, thank you for joining me. Deadline day has arrived. 10 hours to go. Højlund has left Wolves to go to Inter Milan. It's quite the signing. Wimmer leaves Fulham to go to Lyon. And Bonny has left Napoli to come to Brighton. 23-year-old Bonny. I don't know anything of him. So if you know him in the comment section, let me know about Bonny. Is that a good signing for Brighton? Should I be worried about playing Brighton now with Bonny in there? Skamaka has moved to Union Berlin. No rumours involving any of our players at the moment. Esri Konsa might be leaving Villa Darwin Núñez might be joining Villa. Hayes has moved. Patreon player Liam Hayes moves from Villa to AC Milan to fill, potentially, the void at striker. Redondo moves to Nice from Inter Miami for nearly 40 million. That's an intriguing one. Anything rumoured with us? Ramsdale to Man City. You've already had Pickford off me. People have been bidding for Kerry and Mikalenko. Well, I'm not selling Kerry or Mikalenko, so it doesn't matter really, does it? Arsenal have bid for James Garner. Our whole idea was to have the squad depth with Musa. So I'm gonna say no. But in January, I might be open to selling James Garner to then replace him when I've got more than 6 in-game hours left available to try and figure something out. No, I did not want my training plans, thank you very much. I was trying to advance an hour. Darwin Núñez to Aston Villa. He's back in the Premier League. He's replacing Hayes, who goes out to AC Milan, and they've brought Darwin Núñez in instead. Ruben Dias to Monaco would be a room. I'm quite happy for City to sell Ruben Dias if they want to be so bold as to let their best centre-back go, which they have done for £80 million, or so close to as makes any real difference at that level. And that is going to be the biggest deal of deadline day, but is it the biggest deal of the window? 2 unread emails. Dovbik offer withdrawn. Don't care. A sell-on fee received. Sporting have sold Chimiti, and I've received £322,000. Lovely, thanks for that. I'll take that. I'll be very, very happy indeed with that. Arsenal have bid for Iliman Ndiaye, but we're continually saying no to that. 2 million and 78 rated Brunner. Get out. Not a chance. Let's have a look then at the... did I finish the transfer window specifically? I thought there was... No, there was 1 hour left. I thought it was much. So there you go. That's transfer deadline day done. Let's show you then the biggest deals that went through in that window all told, as opposed to just deadline day. £1.1 billion spent total throughout the course of the window. And the biggest deal in that window was Fede... Oh, yes. Fede Valverde has left Manchester City to PSG for £133 million. Lautaro Martinez joins Leverkusen. Sunset joins Tottenham. That's annoying because he's bloody good, really. Rafael Leao to PSG as Bradley Barcola leaves. Enzo Fernandez to Frankfurt, we actually saw earlier on. Ruben Dias. Victor Gyökeres from Inter to Villarreal. Now, that is an intriguing choice from Inter Milan to let him go. And from Villarreal to be in a position to actually sign Gyökeres is quite surprising. Doku's gone to Wolves. Kudus to Napoli. Gabriel went to Inter. Restes has gone to Leipzig. Real Madrid's presumably backup goalkeeper. Marlon to Villa we saw. Højlund we saw. Sandro Tonali to Chelsea is a great signing for Chelsea. Newcastle weakening themselves. So Ferran Torres was on my shortlist. Went to Leicester. Harry Kane to Leverkusen. Okay. Daniel Vivian? 85 rated Daniel Vivian. Ooh. That's one to keep an eye on for another save. Kirkju was mentioned in the comments section. He's gone to Brentford. Garnacho to Atleti. Núñez we saw. Brandon Yang, Patreon player. We'll update you on the Patreon players soon. Tobias Anderson has also moved. Yusufa Mukoko. Liam Hayes has also moved as well, as you saw. Nure Pape Sarr's left Forest to go to Inter. Desiree Doué has come to West Ham from Paris Saint-Germain. Grimaldo was a player we thought about maybe having a look at. DeMarco's moved to Barcelona. Botman to Leverkusen to replace Jonathan Tah, who left last window, I think. Jonathan Tah might have moved this window, but I haven't come over him yet. So might have been another... Oh, no, there you go. To replace Jonathan Tah. I knew that had happened this window, but I thought it was a bigger fee than what it actually was in the end. Yunus Musa to me is where we will stop there for now. Milos Kerkez to Girona is the one at the very bottom there. I'm just going to go and update the spreadsheet, and then I'll let you know which Patreon players have gone where. So we've had some moves in the Patreon, a handful. Brandon Yang has gone from Man United to West Ham in goal. We've seen... Oh, that should still be red. Well done, Ches. Liverpool... No, that should still be red too. Ha-ha! Newcastle United has been the destination for Josh Barnes. From Luton to Tottenham, Tottenham to Newcastle. Finally, Owen has a club. The final free agent to be snapped up. He's gone to Villarreal. Michael has gone to PSG from Watford, where he's been for the entirety of his career thus far. Free agents to Aston Villa to AC Milan for Liam, as you saw. Leipzig, Seattle Sounders, Bayer Leverkusen, and then RB Leipzig for Tobias Anderson. We've seen Tottenham to Lyon to Wolves for Matthew Davison, and then Mansfield to Barcelona for Joe Corler. So seeing quite a few moves. I'll give you guys your updated overall ratings. By all means, feel free to pause it at any moment. I think basically everybody's gone up by +1 from where they were at the beginning of the season. Obviously, unfortunately, I can't see the pluses. They are going to add that back in at some point where you can see in you won't be able to see it here, but in your own squad hub, you'll be able to see whether a player's gone up or down in any given season. Obviously, in the shortlist, when they're not your own players, you can't see that. But by all means, feel free to pause at any point so you can see your summary stats, and if you want to see your individual stats, etc., in a little bit more detail, then do come across and join me on stream, and I can show you the ins and indeed the outs. Right, that's all for this episode. It will be live a little bit later on the channel, but hopefully you guys can allow me that on this rare occasion, and then fingers crossed we'll be able to get you the next episode recorded right bloody now, so that you got tomorrow's video as well. That's all for me for this one. Do drop the video a like, do subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay.